Hello everyone, welcome back to the Parade YouTube channel. My name is Kiva and I run DIY with KB, which is an interior design and DIY YouTube channel. So I'm so excited to be joining Parade today for another episode of Deluxe or Dupe. I don't know about you, but I just want to spend some time outside. I've been cooped up in the house and I'm ready to experience an outdoor oasis. But achieving an outdoor oasis is easier said than done because it can be expensive. So today we're going to recreate some high-end outdoor home decor that you can create at your home super easily without breaking the bank. Now, I believe that outdoor spaces are heavily neglected. We spend all this time curating a really beautiful home, a beautiful interior, but when it comes to the outdoor space, we kind of just like throw a wicker table out there and call it a day. But what if you were able to craft an outdoor space that reflects your design style and really flows from the inside of your home to the outside of your home, so that it will no longer be disjointed and it will be a place that you're proud to show off and a place that you love to spend time in. First, we're going to get started with a modern and organic planter. These are two DIYs rolled up into one, but I promise you they're easy, they're quick, and you're gonna love them. These type of planters that you see right here are super popular right now. This one is from Decor and it retails for $90. So I would classify this as a contemporary or modern planter. And these planters are really popular right now because they add a lot of curvature, a lot of shape. And for the past year, really contemporary angular spaces have been super duper popular. And sometimes they can feel sterile. So a really good way to switch that up is to add some shapes. To make this planter, you're only going to need a few things. First, you're going to need some hot glue and your handy dandy hot glue gun. You're going to need some foam wreaths. I picked mine up from the Dollar Tree. They're only $1 a piece, and for the one we're making, you're only going to need 4. And then you're also going to need some black paint or white paint, whatever color you want it to be. You can pick this paint up really affordably at places like the Dollar Tree, Walmart, Target, Amazon, the list goes on. To get started on this project, what you need to do is get your 4 foam wreaths and just hot glue them together. You can use any standard hot glue. I use Gorilla Glue hot glue, but that's what I like to use, and just try to line them up as perfectly as you can because you just want them to all be level. Pro tip, I actually like to kind of insert the hot glue closer to the inside of the vessel so that it doesn't seep out the sides. But if it does seep out the sides, what I do as well, it is warm, not hot, because I don't want you to hurt yourself, but while it's warm, just get a knife or a scissor and kind of like pry off that hot glue that does spill out so that it doesn't ruin your piece. Once the hot glue is dry, what I want you to do is grab your favorite color of paint, whatever color you want, and just paint all of the wreath. What I like to do is actually start on the inside of the wreath as opposed to the outside to make sure that I can paint the inside well, because if you do the outside first, it's gonna be wet and you're gonna be covered in paint. I'm just speaking from experience. So, when this is dry, that is it. We actually don't put a base in the bottom of it because it allows us to kind of switch out our plants. So we can use real plants, live plants, whatever you want. But what I do is I just get a vessel that's smaller than the vase we just made and stick it inside. You can fill it up with water if you have a real plant, and then you just take your branch or whatever you're gonna use and stick it in that cup. This is a faux branch, but I did wanna show you how it would work with something real. And it just sticks out like that, and that is it. We were able to make this for only $5 as compared to the $90 one from Decor, and it looks great, and honestly this one is bigger. And if you want to make it outdoor safe, all you need to do is spray it with some polyurethane and you are good to go. Now, this second planter is also easy to make, but this one retails for $425. So if you look at this planter, you can see that it has tons of texture. And like I told you earlier, modern and contemporary spaces are really in, and it can feel very sterile. So a really easy way to warm up a modern or contemporary space is to actually add something that looks vintage, that looks rustic. So basically you add something that has the homage to the old, so something that looks cracked and textured and just worn to warm up the space. So to do that project, we're going to need a big planter. You could even do this on the small size. I have this planter. This is just a plastic planter from the Dollar Tree. You're going to need some baking soda and then also some paint, a paintbrush, and then a little container just to mix the paint and the baking soda in. It is that simple. this is the finished product. Remember, the deluxe of this was $425, you guys, and we made this for only $3. After what you guys saw, I just put on a few more coats of my paint and baking soda mixture, and that was it. Build up the texture as much or as little as you want to, and you're good to go. I just filled mine up with some moss, but you can put live plants in there or anything you want. And again, to make it weatherproof, you could always spray it with polyacrylic, but you could leave it as is, just touch it up as you see fit. So while I love contemporary and modern interiors, I also love bohemian decor. And that's perfect because bohemian decor is actually something that's really easy to use outside. For the second DIY, we're going to be DIYing this nice jute chandelier, which retails for $245. So the reason that jute is so popular in general, and especially in bohemian design, is because bohemian design is all about connecting with earth and being sustainable, and jute as a fiber is actually biodegradable. Plus, it adds tons of texture, and it is a beautiful color, and it's just so fun to look at. To do this project, you're only going to need a few things. You're going to need some jute, a lampshade, and then you're also going to need your hot glue gun, and that is about it. You can also pick up a puck light and a cord if you want to, if you actually want to illuminate this, but you can get away with doing this project with just the jute cord, the lampshade, and your hot glue gun. All you need to do is get your jute cord, hot glue it to the inside of your lampshade, and start wrapping. You're gonna wrap it for a really long time, but when you do so, you're going to have this beautiful, very heavily textured, modern organic / bohemian lampshade, really, really affordably. I'm doing something a little bit different from the deluxe. I'm doing mine a little bit looser because I think it looks a little bit more modern organic and a little bit less boho since I love contemporary design. I was able to do this entire project for only $35, and compared to the deluxe, which was $245. I love the way this looks in an outdoor space, and to hang this really well, just get some clips or some command hooks and put it up in your outdoor space and you'll be good to go. Now, this is the most difficult DIY of the day, but I am so excited for it. Again, it's the same theme running throughout this video. We want to add texture and curvature and shapes to spaces that are very angular and clean lined. We want to be in a space that has tons of shapes because it creates visual interest. So we're creating this fluted table that they have made at Williams-Sonoma for $795. That is a price tag that I never want to read a number like that ever again in my life, but we're going to actually recreate this in a smaller version because we don't need a huge coffee table. We're just going to be making a side table today. First, you're going to need 2 round tabletops. I picked mine up for Lowe's. They have them in so many different sizes, so just get the size that works for your space. Then you're going to need 1 inch in diameter wooden dowels. You can get really long dowels and cut them down. That's what I did, and it actually tends to be more affordable that way. You can get whatever size you want. Just know that traditionally, side tables are between 20 and 26 inches, so you kind of want to stay in between that size. In terms of the number of dowels you'll need, you'll just kind of have to look at the size of your tabletop and kind of guesstimate from there. Then you also need your hot glue gun, some hot glue, some wood glue if you'd like to, and then paint of your choice. And last but not least, you're going to need some Hellsman spar urethane, and this is just what you're going to put on at the end to make sure that your indoor table is safe in the outdoor space. And you can also use a drill and some screws if you'd like. I have done tons of projects with Gorilla Glue hot glue and Gorilla Glue wood glue used together, and it works super well. What you want to do is put one of your tabletops down on a nice surface, and then you're just going to start gluing your dowels. You want to make sure that they are equidistant and they are really on the periphery of the tabletop because you want to make sure that the table is even all the way around. You're going to want to glue this until you are completely done. I like to use Gorilla Glue hot glue because honestly it works so very well. This is not just run-of-the-mill hot glue. This is the big time. It is the Gorilla Glue hot glue, and it holds tables really well. I've made tons of tables like this and I haven't had to worry. Once you have assembled all of the dowels, what you need to do is just add on that other tabletop, and then once everything is nice and dry, you're going to want to paint it. Original plan was actually to use spray paint, but I love the texture that I got from the white paint mixed with the baking soda from the other project. I actually decided to use that for this. When it is completely dry, then you want to get that Hellsman spar urethane and just do several different coats on your table with that. That makes sure that it is going to resist the elements, that you can keep this table for many years to come. All in all, this entire project only cost me $130, which compared to the $795 price tag is a steal. Yes, we made a side table as opposed to the big table. I think that this is definitely a dupe that I would encourage you to do because it's actually really, really easy to complete and you get something custom and it looks super high end. If you are using this table all the time, then I might say splurge for the Deluxe because it is like made of a plaster mixed with a concrete or something to that effect. So it's very, very durable. But this is a dupe that I would definitely encourage you to do. It's just a really fun project. Okay guys, that's it for today's episode of Deluxe or Dupe. This was the outdoor edition. I had so much fun doing these 4 DIYs with you. They're so easy, they're so affordable, and they're going to help you craft that outdoor oasis that you deserve. Please remake these projects and show us what they look like. Be sure to tag us over on Instagram. We want to see how you put your own spin on it. I know that they're just going to be fantastic. If you like today's episode of Deluxe or Dupe, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see more interior design content, be sure to follow me over on DIY with KV. I'd love to see you there, but until next time, have a beautiful day.